The first sign of trouble appeared on a crisp October morning. I was inspecting the irrigation system in the eastern field when I noticed an unfamiliar silver SUV creeping up my gravel driveway. It wasn't entirely odd. People sometimes got lost looking for the VY near two properties over, but the slow, deliberate way the vehicle moved set me on edge. I stood up, brushed the dirt off my hands, and headed toward the house. By the time I reached the yard, a man in a sharp suit stood by my porch steps, surveying my land with the cold, assessing stare of someone sizing up cattle at an auction. He turned as I approached, his face shifting into what I guess was supposed to be a warm smile. "Mr. Carter," he called out, extending a hand. "Victor Grayson, Pine Ridge Development Group." I didn't shake it. "This is private property, Mr. Grayson," I said. His smile didn't waver. "Of course, my apologies for dropping by unannounced. I was hoping we could chat about an incredible opportunity for you in this," he waved at my fields, "beautiful piece of land. I'd inherited Willow Creek Farm from my grandfather 8 years ago. For 3 generations my family had worked this soil. The 40 acres of vegetables, fruit trees, and a small herd of grass-fed cattle didn't make me wealthy, but they gave me a steady, fulfilling life. More than that, it was home." "I'm not selling," I told him flatly. Grayson chuckled like I'd said something amusing. "I get it, Mr. Carter, the family history and all. But I think you'll want to hear me out." He pulled a business card from his jacket and held it out. "The Pine Ridge Homeowners Association is looking to buy this land for our community expansion. We're ready to offer you a very generous deal." I didn't take the card. "Homeowners Association? There's no such thing out here. This is farmland." "For now, yes," he replied smoothly. "But Pine Ridge Estates is growing. We've already bought the Lawson Place to your west and the old Bennett property across the road. We're planning a high-end residential community with amenities that'll change this whole area. Your land is perfect for our main feature. Like I said, I'm not selling. I've got work to do." His expression tightened slightly as he tucked the card away. "Mr. Carter, I don't think you realize what we're offering. The payout would set you up nicely. Why keep struggling with this?" He glanced at my weathered barn. "Old setup when you could be set for life." "No thanks. Now if you'll excuse me." His tone shifted, the friendliness fading. "Our investors are very committed to this project, Mr. Carter. Very committed. It'd be wise to think this over carefully before deciding something you might regret." Anger flared in me. "Is that a threat, Mr. Grayson?" He adjusted his tie. "Not at all. Just neighborly advice. Because one way or another we'll be neighbors soon." With that, he returned to his SUV, leaving me with a knot of unease in my gut. I watched him drive off, then went inside to call Emily Harper, an old high school friend who is now a property lawyer. Her assistant said she'd call me back later that day. I tried to get back to work, but Grayson's VY sit gnawed at me. I'd heard whispers of development nearby, but nothing solid. The Lawson Place sold after Old Sam passed, and the Bennetts had been trying to offload their land for a while, but I hadn't paid much mind. Now I wondered what Pine Ridge Estates was up to. Emily called at 4 p.m. "A homeowners association can't force you to sell, James," she said after I filled her in. "They only have power over properties that join willingly." That's what I figured, but this guy seemed awfully sure of himself. He mentioned investors and a big expansion. "Sounds like typical developer scare tactics," she said. "They can't legally make you do anything." I relaxed a bit. "Good to know. Still," she added, "watch out. Developers can get nasty when they want land, bad enough complaints about your farm, messing with your water rights, that kind of thing." "Great," I muttered. "Just keep records of everything, any VY sits, any weird stuff, and call me if they pull anything solid." After we hung up, I walked to the edge of my property, where it met what used to be the Lawson farm. The sun was setting, casting long shadows over fields that had grown crops for decades. Now I saw survey stakes with bright blue flags dotting the fallow land. Whatever Pine Ridge was planning, they were moving fast. The next morning I drove to town to dig deeper. The county records office, a small brick building on Main Street, was run by Mrs. Ellis, who'd been there forever. "James Carter," she greeted me with a smile. "Haven't seen you since your granddad's estate. What's up?" "I'm looking into a company called Pine Ridge Estates. They're buying land near my farm." Her smile faded. "Oh yes. Big plans, they've got fancy residential stuff. Very upscale. Got any maps or plans I can see? She took me to a computer and pulled up the files. My stomach sank. It wasn't just a few houses, it was huge. 200-song luxury homes, a golf course, tennis courts, and right where my farm sat, a massive water park called Pine Ridge Splash Zone. This can't be right, I said, pointing at the screen. They don't own my land. Mrs. Ellis frowned. That's strange. The plans show it there, but I don't see your property transferred. Because it hasn't been. I'm not selling. You should talk to the Planning Commission, James. These plans already have preliminary approval. At the Planning Commission, I waited an hour to see a tired-looking woman named Linda Ortiz. Yes, Pine Ridge submitted these, she confirmed, pulling up the files. But you're right, they shouldn't include your land without ownership or an option to buy. So they can't take it for a water park? She hesitated. Not exactly. The county has eminent domain powers in some cases if a project's deemed a big public benefit. Public benefit? It's a private development. Economic growth taxes, jobs, infrastructure can count as public benefits sometimes. I'm not saying they'll do it, just that it's possible. Have they asked for eminent domain? Not yet, as far as I know. The full proposal goes to the commissioners next month. I left with my head spinning. On the way home, I passed the old Bennett Place bulldozers and earth movers were already there, idle for the weekend but ready to reshape everything. When I got home, a thick envelope waited in my mailbox. A formal offer from Pine Ridge Development Group. The amount was decent but far below what 40 acres of good farmland was worth. A glossy brochure showed smiling families at the water park they planned for my land. The last page hinted at trouble. If a friendly purchase isn't possible, Pine Ridge is prepared to explore all legal options to complete this critical community project. I called Emily right away. They're hinting at eminent domain, I said. Can they do that? I thought it was for roads or schools. It's supposed to be, but courts have allowed it for economic development before. It's shaky ground though. The county would have to push it, and that's a bold move politically. Who's behind Pine Ridge? Just some guy, Victor Grayson. I'll look into it. Meanwhile, rally support neighbors and environmental groups. That water park would hit local water hard. Prep for the commissioners' meeting. That night, I sat on my porch watching the sunset, trying to grasp the threat to my home. This wasn't just land, it was my roots, my life. The idea of it becoming a tourist trap made me sick. I needed help fast. The next day, Sunday, I called neighbors who hadn't sold to Pine Ridge. The Singhs, who ran an organic berry farm a mile away, were worried. We've had offers too, Priya Singh said, persistent letters, but nothing pushy yet. They need my land more for the water park, I said, but if they use eminent domain on me, yours could be next. By day's end, 5 holdouts agreed to meet at my farm Monday night to plan. Monday morning, more VY Siders arrived. I was in the barn when I heard engines. Outside were 2 county water trucks and Grayson's SUV. He stepped out with a woman in a county uniform and 2 men with clipboards. Mr. Carter, Grayson said, overly cheerful, sorry to bother you. This is Susan Lee from County Water Management. We're doing a water use survey. Susan stepped forward. Morning, Mr. Carter. We're updating the watershed plan and need to check your irrigation and wells. I eyed Grayson. Why's Pine Ridge here for a county survey? As key stakeholders, we're partnering with local officials on resource planning, he said slickly. Do you have a warrant? I asked. Susan blinked. This isn't a legal issue, just routine. Nothing feels routine. Get proper paperwork or leave. Grayson's smile slipped. This could look like obstruction, Mr. Carter. Then follow the rules. Go. After they left, I called the water management office. The director confirmed inspections were voluntary and scheduled ahead. Susan Lee was legit but had overstepped. That night, my kitchen hosted the Singhs with samosas, Maria Lopez from the Lavender Farm with beer, and old Ben Thompson, whose family had farmed nearby since the 1800s, with his know-how. They've tried for my pasture for years, Ben said. They'll pull every trick, fake complaints, road access fights. Eminent domain's new though. I spread out the plans. My farm's the water park. Singh's your condos. Maria, a spa resort. Priya pointed at my stream. That's their water source. That's why they're after you. We need to know who's behind Pine Ridge, I said. Grayson's just the face. Ben nodded. Follow the money. We split tasks. Maria researched environmental impacts, the Singhs tapped farming groups, Ben dug into political ties, and I worked with Emily on legal moves. As they left, I felt hope. We were outmatched but not alone. Over 2 weeks, Emily found Pine Ridge was tied to Summit Development Corp., a national firm with shady projects and political pull. The county commission chair, Robert Hayes, had Summit donations. Maria's report showed the water park could drain the aquifer, risking floods. The Singhs got support from farming and food businesses. Ben learned Grayson had met commissioners privately for months. I blogged our fight, gaining media buzz. But Pine Ridge fought back. My fence was cut, cattle roamed. A health complaint triggered a clean inspection. Water tests claimed nitrate issues despite my clean record. Grayson's next offer was better but still low. Last chance, Mr. Carter, he said, all charm gone. The commission votes next week. We've got eminent domain locked. We'll see, I shot back. The day before the meeting, Emily found a county rule. Farms over 50 years old with sustainable practices could get heritage status, blocking eminent domain. My family's farmed since 1934. We filed an emergency application that night. At the packed commission meeting, Grayson pitched Pine Ridge's economic perks, taxes, jobs, the water park. I countered with my farm's history and our legal move. My application's in. Temporary protections granted. No eminent domain until it's reviewed. The crowd cheered. Grayson fumed. The commission delayed the vote. Afterward, Grayson cornered me. This isn't over, Carter. We'll fight that designation. Good luck, I said. Delays cost you. Emily warned. They'll hit back. Prep hard. They did. Paperwork demands piled up. Strange incidents damaged pipes. Hacked orders hit my farm. An environmental inspection found nothing but took time. Then Pine Ridge sued, claiming my spring was theirs. Emily crushed their injunction in court with solid deeds. That night, my barn burned. Arson, the fire chief said. Neighbors rallied, rebuilding began, and an investor, Daniel Chen, offered a compromise. A culinary center, not a water park, keeping my farm alive. Maria's water study and Chen's eco-cred backed it. The heritage status passed, an arsonist was caught linking to Pine Ridge, and Grayson quit. Chen's plan won. 35 acres stayed mine. 5 became a farm-supporting hub. A year later, my new barn stood. The culinary center rose, and my land was safe. It wasn't just a win, it was a new way forward, built with community, not against it.